I don't think I'm really certain about how I wanted this video to go, because sometimes there just isn't enough words. This is the Bridge and Tunnel set. Now, some of you may be familiar with this set. It did get a worldwide release in 2000, but was pretty swiftly discontinued in 2002. But in Australia, it kept going. And this release, as you can see, is the 2005 release. It was part of 60th anniversary celebrations. And this was a bit of a trend. There was a fair bit of Wooden Railway stuff that was relatively exclusive to Australia, or at least was special for Australia, that we got in correlation with this event. I mean, we got the Gold Thomas in an individual release. Other places did as well, but our box was slightly different. We got the Blue Metallic Thomas as well. I think a couple other places got that too, but I think we got... Did we get a normal release of that? Not 100% sure, but we did get this set. This is a 2005 release, as you can see. It's actually coded 052. We're not 100% sure about it, but the general consensus is that this set went from 05 in Australia to 07, as evidenced by this Neil here, being from 07, and really there's nothing else that this Neil could be from. This was an Australian exclusive set, and, well, at least in 2005 to 2007, although we're not quite sure if it actually went for the entire run, that is 2000 to 2007. I will say, for as much as I love this set and what it represents in TWR, I think it's actually a really crap set. Compare it to a lot of other sets that were in this price bracket and, well, were around at the time, and I mean, how could you justify this instead of a Roundhouse set? How could you justify this, or even going back a little bit earlier, the Mining set, the Chocolate Factory set, even the Aquarium set, which was released not long after? This set always seemed like it was just not good enough. It felt like you just got a slightly bigger Mountain Tunnel set, and while the Viaduct is nice, I'll admit it's nice, the character selection is just downright bizarre. It's cool, I think, only in retrospect, for the oddity that is the 07 Neil and the 07 Troublesome Truck. As you can see, this is one of the sides. This is item number 99542. AUT, we didn't actually know that it had a suffix at the end to denote that it was Australian. We did know that it got an updated SKU in 2002, though, probably as part of the traction rail things changeover. As you can see, this box is actually stamped that it had to be shipped to Australia. The description is odd. Mountain Tunnel. I'm not sure if the other versions of this set say Mountain Tunnel. I haven't seen a new unboxed one in a little bit. Someone might be able to tell me in the comments. Quantity is 1, made in China, and it looks like this was 1 of 1. We also have the original shipping label, which is really, really cool to see. This was shipped to Learning Curve at Mount Waverley. It says there, in Victoria. Then it was shipped to, of all places, Target. Now, Target was never really known in Australia for these massive sets. At least I never remember seeing them as a kid. So it's pretty odd to see that it was a Target purchase. And that was at North Altona. It was then on-shipped to a Target store in Chadstone, which I believe is still open. Then it would be bought by the person I bought it off, who actually lived at Mount Waverley. They kept it new and boxed, sealed, for, I guess they bought it in 05, so they kept it in this condition for nearly 20 years. It's hard to actually picture that this set, in March next year, does turn 20 years old. They ain't getting more common, I'll say that much. I won't take it out today. There isn't really, honestly, much to see in this set. That end, it's all sort of packed away, so it's not really easy to remove stuff. And if I do, I'm never getting it back together. But you can sort of tell that, yeah, this seat's never been sat on. You've got the instructions and the cards. It's all there. Unfortunately, it did not have the updated Neil card, which actually answered another one of our questions, which was, did this set get updated cards even for its first release? And from the looks of it, no. So you do get cards for all the characters. The Skarloey, I believe, is an 04 card. The Thomas is an 05. The Neil, the Fred, and the Troublesome Truck are all 01 cards. And the Breakdown Train is an 04 card. The only major damage to the inside of the box is that someone did slash the top when they were removing the tape. A little bit disappointing, but otherwise, not too bad. The only other thing that I'll mention about this set, or the only other question it really answered, was regarding topography Neil. See, if you remember back to the 07 I showed you before, it has the topography style from 2000, well, from its original release in 99. But in Australia, occasionally what'll crop up are Neils that are dated 2003 on the wheels, have no code, but have an updated topography style. I did take this set apart a very small amount just to see the characters, and I can confirm that the Neil in this set is the updated topography, which answers that question. It means the updated topography must be about an 05 change. I think a personal note from me, sort of end. This set cost me $400 or so. I was one of only 2 bidders, which actually frankly surprised me. Because this set is downright rare. It really was my holy grail in terms of sets. The only thing that would have made it a bit sweeter was if it was an 07, but I ain't complaining. I don't know if I'll ever get this set in this condition again. So, I guess I become the custodian of it for, well, I guess until I grow tired of Wooden Railway, which I doubt will ever happen. It is really quite an awesome set. I just said it was shit before, and I still stand by that. It's awesome because you do get some interesting components, but the set itself is just mediocre. There's not really anything for the engines to do. I think a barrel loader could have helped, even maybe a water tower. Something a little bit extra. But I don't see myself ever selling this, and I think that the $400 I paid was an amazing deal. I see these in the US, people are asking $600, $700 for used ones, and they're not even, to be frankly honest, that special. I mean, they're just the 2000, which you don't get a bunch really exclusive for that. Either way, like I said, I've recorded this video probably 4 or 5 times trying to figure out an interesting angle. I think the best angle for it is just to do something like this. It's a cool set. I'm glad I own it. I'll be back to a bit more fancy videos next week, or the week after. And I'll be talking about a few other sets. I'm also getting another set in, another one of my grails, the Airfield set. That one's going to be an interesting one, because it does have water damage. Might not work out. But I'm back, at least for a few weeks. So thank you all for watching, and bye for now.